Okay, going live. Okay, I'm on again. Let's try again. So here we go. I don't know what's happening today. It's obviously something to do with the full moon, perhaps. There's too much energy out there. So let me know on here if you're able to join me. I can see there's 2 of you already. Okay. I was obviously talking to myself with my eyes closed for the last 5 minutes. So drop me a message on the WhatsApp group if you are with me. I see there's only 2 of you at the moment on the stream. 3, that's good news. So I think what it'll mean is that everything is on go slow at the moment. I can see you all trying to type, so terrific. Okay, lovely. It looks like we have some success. I must say, oh, not yet. Yes, I'm with you. Hi, Irina. So let's persevere. We will prevail. We're going to give up. Hi. No sound. Oh dear. Okay. Right. There should be sound. Does anybody have sound? If not, I'll have to start again. Okay, Irina says the sound is good. So Jane, maybe check. Don't know why you don't have sound. There should be sound. I've got my little, that's my device there that sends the sound out. Okay. Okay. Looks like there's 5 of you here. Perfect. Tracy saying, okay, so maybe that Jane, that's Jane Hudson. There must be something happening for you, your end. I think everything's fine from here. So I'm not sure where we all got to, but I think I'm going to jump straight into the practice next. So got 6 of you. Let's get cracking. 9:25. Okay now, right. So it seems that a few of you have managed to get back online with me. I'll wait another minute. Sorry, great. I'll wait for you, Tracy, Rosemary. Thank you for sticking with us. It's completely out of all of our control. So just 1 more minute. So if you haven't managed to center yourself, just spend, you have somebody else who can't hear me, and Oksana. Oh, man. Right. What I could do is see if I could start a new one completely. Is that a yes, Jane, that you can hear me? Just got Oksana and Vera who can't. Bear with me a moment, because I just need to see if there must be sound for some of you, but not for others. I need to check on another device whether the sound is coming through, because there might be a technical issue here with the link. Because I don't want to record this whole session and then you can't hear, none of you can hear me at all. Okay, so you've sorted the sound, had to close and open again. Oh, okay, so it seems that we're all right. So did you delete all? No, I wouldn't. Okay, sound is fine. Okay, let's proceed. I'm going to take a risk. Living on the edge. So let's just spend 1 minute just refocusing inwards. So come back to your cross-legged seated position. All good now. Thank you. Great, guys. Sorry about this. So just sitting tall, crossing the legs, closing the eyes and stacking that spine tall. Hands on the knees, palms facing up, pointer finger and thumb joined together. Let's just spend a few breaths here, just taking our focus and attention inwards. So letting go of everything that's happened up to this moment. And just noticing yourself in the present moment. This moment, the only moment that we have. The past is in the past, and the future is yet to come. So just connecting with the breath, noticing the breath coming in and out. Beginning to make that little ujjayi sound, that swirling and softening of the breath in the back of the throat. Just helps us to energize and focus further on the breathing pattern. So keeping that breath nice and steady and even. So breathe in equally and out equally. So counting in for 4 and out for 4. In your own rhythm and pace. Switching on those bandhas, mula bandha, so the perineum, the muscle, the base of the core. Squeezing and lifting in there. Drawing the navel into spine, Uddiyana Bandha. And then setting that positive intention for your class, for your practice, for your life in general. So repeating I am and then filling in your intention. Repeat that 3 times quietly to yourself, to your inner mind's eye. Just give that intention some detail and light and color. So really picture it. Picture it in this present moment. Slowly opening up the eyes. I hope you're still with me, that we're all together still. Just going to check on the screen. So I'd like you to come out of your cross-legged position. I see there's 11 of you. Fantastic. So we have succeeded in staying here. So have your blocks to hand and your strap. So coming from your cross-legged position, roll over onto the knees. Plant the hands firmly into the mat. So you're starting in a tabletop position. And from here, tucking the toes underneath. So starting to energize the body, squeeze and lift the navel to spine, and hover the knees just an inch off the mat. So you're looking forwards and that's kind of at the point of a triangle. So the hands are the bottom to the base of the triangle, and then draw an equilateral triangle and look to the apex of that triangle. So keep squeezing, lifting into the belly, pushing into the hands actively, and then starting to push into the hands, drawing the buttocks towards the heels. And then lifting the hips nice and slowly up towards the sky. So coming into Ardha Makrishwanasana, downward facing dog. Starting to pedal out the legs, so really stretching the backs of the legs, the Achilles heels, the calves, stretching the backs all the way up to the backs of the knees. Keep drawing navel to spine. Just feel all of those spaces in the body that need to soften. So check that you're not hunching the shoulders by the ears, so you're creating some softness in the elbows. The arms are still strong and active, but you're not locking out the joints. Draw the chin in towards the chest so that your gaze, your drishti, is between the legs or towards the navel. So continue working through this first downward facing dog. So feel any stretching places you need to work on. Maybe coming up onto the tips of the toes, so rising up. And then maybe taking your hips from side to side, so it's like you're wagging your tail. So the arms remain completely still here. The upper body stays still. It's just the lower half going from side to side. So feel a lovely stretch down the side body. And then coming into a static, still downward facing dog. Let's all take a nice deep breath in. So really fill the lungs completely. Then open the mouth and sigh the breath out. Deep breath in. Sigh the breath out. Deep breath in. Open the mouth, the tongue out too. Releasing stale energy, anything that doesn't serve you. So from here, taking a nice deep breath in, start to feel as though you're rippling your chest forward, forwards, forwards, coming into a plank. Exhale, pushing into the hands. Imagine somebody's pulling you from your tailbone, pulling you back into downward facing dog. Big breath in, ripple that chest forwards, hips come forwards, look slightly forwards too. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple that chest forwards, into plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Draw navel to spine really actively. One more big breath in into your plank. Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha, switched on, doming that space between the shoulder blades. Exhale into downward facing dog. Then coming forwards one more time. Stay in your plank. So we're going to hold it here for 5 breaths. Squeezing into the thighs. Lifting that space between the shoulder blades, driving into the heels of the hands. And then dropping onto the elbows. So taking elbow plank, also low plank. We're going to take some Kapalabhati breaths. So Kapalabhati breath is where you really using the abdominal muscles and the diaphragm to push the breath out really strong. So going to take 10 in and out breaths. So a pair being one set. So in your elbows, plank, Trishula, Flankasana, Phalakasana. Off we go. So big breath in. Big breath in, push into the hands, come back into plank. Downward facing dog. Then big breath in, coming onto a side plank. So taking the feet one in front of the other, you've got your right hand down or your left, doesn't matter which side. Looking up to your top hand. Lift and squeeze into the side body, squeeze the hips together. Then switching sides, coming onto the left side, stack the feet one in front of the other. Lift into the hips, squeeze the hips together. Engage those oblique side muscles. Planting the hands down, downward facing dog. Then big breath in, bend the knees, walk the feet slowly, slowly to the top of the mat. Taking a breath in for that halfway lift. Exhale, deeply fold. Sweep the arms wide, lift all the way up. Look up to the thumbs and then bring the hands through heart center, Samastiti. Going to take our 3-round Surya Namaskar A. Hands to the sides. Root the feet into the earth, lift the toes, then place them back down actively. Really attach them to your mat, to the earth. Lift the inner arches of the feet, squeeze into the thighs, checking in on that tilt of the pelvis, making sure it's neutral. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, open the space in the heart, the sternum, openness in the collarbones. Making sure you're not flaring those lower ribs. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, all joined together. Nice flowing energy. Deep breath in, sweep the arms wide, looking up to the thumbs. Exhale, hands through center as you forward fold into Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands, step the feet back into plank. Drop the knees, untuck the toes. Squeeze the elbows close to the body, lower yourself. Exhale. Inhale for a little mini cobra, look up. And then sending the hips back towards the heels, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. On your next breath in, bend the knees, look forwards, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, forward fold, exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms wide, lifting all the way up, all the way to Urdhva Hasta. So look up to your thumbs, then exhale, hands through center, back to Tadasana. Inhale, arms sweep wide, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, drop the head. Inhale, lift the heart, gaze forwards. Plant the hands, step or jump into your plank, taking Chaturanga Dandasana or knees, chest, chin. Exhaling. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana or another mini cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Making sure that you spread the fingers and the hands wide, really root those hands into the ground and sending the heels towards the floor. Tilting the tailbone up towards the sky. Scoop and lift the belly up towards the heart center. On your next breath in, bending the knees, look forwards. Exhale, step or jump lightly to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold deeply. Inhale, sweeping the arms wide, lifting all the way up to the top. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands through center, back to Tadasana. Inhale, arms wide, all the way up, little micro back bend. Exhale, deeply forward fold. Uttanasana. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant the hands, step or jump into your plank. Exhale, lower down with control, your choice. Inhale, upward facing dog, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, downward facing dog. Reset the breath, keeping that focus and attention inwards. Drishti to navel, navel drawn up towards the spine. On your next breath in, looking to the top of the mat, little bend in the knees, step or jump lightly, exhaling. Breath in, halfway lift. Exhale, deeply fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Root the feet, squeeze into the thighs, lifting all the way up into your Urdhva Hastasana. Look up to your thumbs, little micro back bend, then hands through center, Samastitihi. Back to your mountain pose. Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, sweeping the arms forwards. So bending the knees, sliding those hips back in space, squeeze the knees, the thighs towards each other. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, heart and gaze lifts. Plant the hands, step or jump back into plank. Exhale, your choice to lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Hail. So drive those hips back. Pull that navel in towards the spine. Big breath in, kicking the right leg forwards, stepping lightly between the hands, drop the back heel. Big breath in, warrior one. Look up to the thumbs. Bringing the hands down, exhale, either side of the front foot, step it back. Then lowering down, your choice, exhale. Breathing in as you upward face your dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Inhaling, stepping the left leg between the hands. Foot between the hands, drop the back heel. Inhale, reaching up, look up to the thumbs. Forward fold with those hands either side of the front foot. Step it back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Reset the breath, check in, nice and slow, continuous and even. Bringing in that nice Ujjayi sounding, oceanic sounding breath. Drishti towards the navel. Scooping the belly up towards the spine. On your next breath in, little bend in the knees, look forwards. Exhale, step or jump lightly to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Forward fold, exhale. Bending the knees, sweep arms forwards and up. Follow your hands with your gaze. Utkatasana. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, arms back to the sides. Inhale, into chin. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant the hands, step or jump back into plank. Lower down, your choice. Elbows tucked close to the body. Inhale for the upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Kicking the right leg towards the sky, inhaling, then stepping that foot forwards between the hands. Drop the back heel. Breath in, warrior one. Frame the front foot. Step it back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hips drive back into downward facing dog. Breath in, kicking the left leg up to the sky, then stepping the left foot forwards between the hands. Inhale into your warrior one, Virabhadrasana. Frame the front foot. Step the front foot back into plank. Exhale, your choice. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. So reset the breath. Use your downward facing dog as a kind of recovery, just to gather the breath together. And if at any point in the practice you need to take a break, come into your child's pose. It's always there for you. On your next breath in, we'll bend in the knees, look forwards. Exhale, step or jump lightly to the top. Breath in, halfway lift. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms forwards. Looking up between the hands, then breathing in, rising up, and coming back down to your Tadasana mountain pose. Last time. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant the hands, hold the breath as you step or jump back and lower yourself down. Exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Kicking the right foot forwards between the hands. Inhale. As you come up for your warrior one, Frame the front foot, step it back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hips drive back. Breath in. Kicking that left leg to the sky, stepping it forwards between the hands. Big breath in to warrior one. Look up to your thumbs. Forward folding, the hands down to the floor. Into plank, exhale, lower your joints. Inhale, up the facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath. In and out. On your next breath in, we're going to jump our feet forwards and hop our feet forwards to behind the hands. So just hop or step the feet up to the hands. So here we are. We are going to take Ujjayi. So we're going to take the hands behind the feet. Now, if you want to take your blocks and use your hands on your blocks to give you some more height, then go for that option. So hands come behind onto the blocks, and you're going to make a shelf for yourself to sit on with the backs of the arms, the triceps. So the hamstrings, the backs of the legs are onto, I'm going to do it without the blocks for me. So sitting and then wiggling the feet together. If you can, cross the feet over and lift the feet off. You don't have to lift the feet, but just bring the feet together and lift off one foot at a time. So looking forwards, squeeze and push into those hands, lift into the belly. One more breath. And then release the feet down. And take the hands forwards, from behind the legs. Come into a plank, drop the knees, lower yourself down. Big breath in for a little mini cobra. Exhale, drive the hips back, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Take a breath in, step or jump the feet to the top. Halfway lift, inhale, exhale, forward fold. Breath in, sweep the arms wide, lifting all the way up to the top into your mountain pose. So staying here, just going to do a little wrist therapy. So taking hold of your right wrist, really give your wrist a squeeze. Rotate into that wrist, continuous articular rotation. So really work through all of the edges of the rotation. And then over to the other side. So squeeze into the wrist joint and then rotate. So using your right hand to keep the left hand forearm completely still so that all you're doing is moving the hand. Continuous articular rotations, or CARs for short. So work round in both directions and then hands together, tilt from side to side, maybe a little flexion. So I'm bending my fingers towards my forearm and then in the other direction. Give your hands a shake out. So from your Tadasana, you're standing at the top of the mat. Going to take a big step out with our left foot. Take a big breath in, coming into warrior two. So setting your feet up, front heel lines up with back inner arch. Reaching the fingertips away as far as you can, soften the face, neck and jaw. Look to your front middle finger, maybe sink a little bit lower into those hips so the body comes down a little bit more. You're not leaning forwards. So keeping the body, the torso completely upright. Check that you can see your front big toe. If you can't, take the feet a little wider apart. And then flipping the palm of the right hand, reaching forward, we're going to come into a little reverse warrior. So sliding the left hand down the left leg. You can wrap that left hand round behind to touch the right thigh. Looking up to your top hand. Now if it's available to you, drop that right hand down between the shoulder blades and slide the left hand up to join it. So the legs and everything have stayed exactly the same. We're just changing the arms, just to open and stretch through the arms. Big breath in, coming into that extended side angle. So forearm to thigh, reaching away, looking up to your top hand. Holding something precious in that right hand. Maybe sinking a little bit lower, taking the right hand down to the right ankle. Keeping the chest open to the side. And then binding the arm behind. And the right arm goes underneath the right leg. We're coming into that bird of paradise. So stepping in that left foot. So now you're standing facing the top of the mat. Now if you didn't take the bind, that's okay. You're going to take your right arm underneath the right leg, and you're going to take the left hand behind your back and clasp it. So you're bringing your feet together, and we're standing on our left foot. So standing on our left leg. Find a spot on the floor. If it's available to you, have a little go at straightening that right leg. Just a little bit. Not completely, just a little bit. And then slowly release it down. Coming back into that extended side angle. From here, windmilling the arms down, round and back. Taking it into a triangle. So both legs are straight now. Going to 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, the arms, looking up to your top hand. Bringing the right hand to the heart center. Imagine your body is between two planes of glass. So checking you're not sticking your bottom out, tuck it in and under. Look up to your top hand. And then looking down to your front foot. Bending into that front leg. And let's go around to face the other way. So, left foot is the front, pointing to the back of your mat now. Big breath in, reach up. Exhale, bending into that front leg. Maybe slide the feet a little wider apart if you need to. Check you can see the front big toe. Sinking into the hips. Soften that face, neck and jaw. Maybe give yourself a little smile. We're getting here. Was quite a challenge today. Technology was not on our side, but we're here. Then taking that extended side angle, forearm to thigh. Reach overhead, reach away. Those right fingers cannot go any further than they could from that right outer blade of the right foot. So holding something precious in the left hand, look up to your top hand. Maybe taking the right hand down towards the ankle, keeping the chest open to the side. Steady, even breaths, so don't lose the breath. Binding the arm behind, reaching underneath that left leg with the left arm and behind with the right. If you can't do that, then step that right foot forwards anyway as we take our bird of paradise. So your left hand is going under your left leg. Your right arm is wrapping around behind your back to grab hold of that left hand. So find a spot on the floor. Squeeze and lift into the standing leg, which is your right leg. Moving nice and slowly with control. A little straightening of that left leg if you can. Big breath in. Slowly bring it down. Step the right leg back. Release the bind of the arms. back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, coming into triangle. So reach, and then bring that left hand down, anywhere down the inner calf. It doesn't have to go down to the floor. Reaching up the right arm, 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, those arms. So it's always good to check that your chest is not tipping forwards. If it's tipping forwards, like you might want to bring the hand higher up the leg. Bringing the left hand to the heart center. So really squeeze and lift into the left obliques. Supporting the torso, so you're not dumping down into that hand in the floor. It's actually harder to do this than to hold the hand down to the floor. That's easy. I'm relaxed here. But when I'm doing this, I'm working much, much harder. I'm gaining a lot more. Big breath in. Look down to your front foot, bend in the knee, back to that warrior two. Straighten the legs, and maybe jump the feet together. Okay, so next position, tree pose. So standing into your right foot. Your right foot is your standing leg side. Find that drishti spot on the floor. Bringing the knee in towards the chest, nice and slowly, moving slowly. Pushing into the standing big toe. Bring that nose down to the knee. And then finding a place for your left foot. Touching the earth with a big toe. Into the calf, above the knee. Your choice. So opening the knee to the side. Squeeze and lift into the torso. So Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, bringing your hands to heart center, then lifting your branches up to the sky. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Work with a steady flow of the breath. Two more breaths in and out. And bringing your hands through your heart center. And then, without touching that foot to the ground, just kicking that left foot forwards, keeping the leg raised, flex the foot towards you, squeeze, and slowly lower down. Legs a little shake, standing leg left side, left foot. Really use the toes in your standing postures, your balances. They really, really help tremendously. Finding that drishti spot. Bringing the knee towards the chest and then lowering down the nose towards the knee. Bringing the foot to land, earth, calf, or above the knee, but never on the knee. Remember, this is not a competition. Just work with that place that works for you. So no judgment, no ego, no competition. Lifting the hands up to the sky. If you're wobbling, that's good. That's okay. It's okay to wobble. Challenging ourselves is tremendous. Takes us to new places and changes us. Flow with the breath. Squeeze and lift a little bit more into the Mula Bandha area, Uddiyana Bandha. You might find a little bit more stability in your trunk. And then bringing the hands down slowly back to your heart center. Reaching that right foot forwards. Flex the foot, squeeze into the thigh, and slowly lower it down. Now grabbing hold of your straps. We have another standing balance. We've done this one before, where we hook the strap around the foot, bring the leg up, and we bring the body down towards the leg. So we can use the strap for that to hold on to the foot, or you use your peace fingers. So you choose. I'm going to stand slightly to the side so you can see maybe better than me facing forwards. Taking my right hand to my right hip. I'm making a strong connection with my foot to the earth, Pada Bandha. Really lift and squeeze into those bandhas in Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha. So everything in the core is switched on. Taking your strap or the big toe around that left foot for the strap, toe for the peace fingers. Begin to lift that left leg up. Use the breath. And then see if you can just bring the body, the head down towards the lifted leg. Very, very slowly. Whew. A little bit of a wobble for me. Release the foot down. Taking it over to the other side. Left foot, standing foot. Strong connection, particularly the big toe. Squeeze and lift. Switching on that left leg, standing leg, into the glute as well. Left hand, left hip. Strap around the foot or toe, bind with the peace fingers. Find that spot in the drishti on the floor to help you focus your balance. Bring that leg up and then the body, the head down towards the leg. Slowly release the foot. Time to stand at the top of your mat. Big breath in, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands, step or jump your feet into plank, and then we're coming into slide plank again. So 2 choices. You can hold it here, lifting the hand up, or you can take an option of having the foot onto the leg. Or third option actually, so 3 options, is to take hold of the right foot with the peace fingers and lift. And switching over to the other side. So I'll face the other way. So stacking the feet, one on top of the other, or one in front of the other. Taking the foot to thigh, or grabbing hold of the toe with the peace fingers. So you choose. Whatever you do, squeeze those hips together. Strong. Push and lift into the side body. Really root that hand, the supporting hand, into the floor. Very slowly coming out. Whew, that's really strong. That's actually called Vasisthasana. Really interesting. Onto your knees. Dropping the hips to the side, taking a little twist. So looking to the left, heels to the left of the buttocks. Just sitting nice and tall. Over to the other side. So I'm facing to the right. My heels are to the right of my buttocks. Into a boat. Navasana. So, I'm going to take 5, or we'll take 4 rounds of Navasana. So, hands behind the knees, chest nice and open, so open the sternum, nice space between the shoulder blades, between the collarbones. Lifting the shins parallel to the earth. And then releasing the hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug the knees in. Don't drop the toes to the ground. I'm going to take it up a little bit higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, squeeze. 1, hug it in. 2 more. So a little roundness in the spine, just to take the flexion the other way of the spine. Extend and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug it in. Knees to chest. Last time. Nice open chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Squeeze the thighs towards each other. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Rolling down onto your backs. Nice and slowly. Through vertebra by vertebra. Extend the legs overhead. Plant the hands to the ground. Push the arms into the earth. So really connect the shoulder blades to the earth. We're going to take the leg lifts. Big breath in as the legs lower down. Do not touch the ground. Then exhale. The legs come up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Nice and controlled. 5 more. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Hug the knees in. Rolling over, crossing the legs. Roll over and coming into your yogi squat. So coming down, working into those hips. Now if you need to lift the heels off, then lift the heels off. I'm going to take my heels lifted today. 5 breaths. Taking the hands behind, coming back into that Bhujapadasana. So creating a shelf for yourself with the arms to sit on. Just bring the feet together or cross the feet if you can. Lift the feet if you can. 5, 4, look forwards. 3, 2, 1, and release the hands out front. Coming into a little crow. So hands in front. Spread the fingers wide, pointer fingers facing forwards. Squeeze and lift into the belly. I'll take the side on for you. Onto the tippy toes. So creating a real connection of the belly to the thighs to start. Taking the knees to slightly to the outsides of the triceps, or if you can, take it into the triceps. Your choice, but I take mine slightly to the outside. Really squeeze and lift into the belly. Really lift into the pelvic floor and into Uddiyana Bandha. So taking that leap of faith, leaning forwards into the hands, look forwards. Use your hands as though they were feet. Lifting 1 foot off at a time. And then if you feel you need to put that cushion or block in front of you to pop your forehead down onto, then go for it. But take 5 breaths in your crow. And lower down. Coming into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. Reconnect with the breath. On your next breath in, walk your feet up to the hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale into chair. Bring your feet fairly close together. If not possible, then have them hip distance apart. If you can, bring the toes to touch. Squeeze the legs towards each other. Big breath in, chair. So sliding the hips back in space, look up between the hands. Hold it here. Squeeze those thighs into the glutes. Squeeze and lift into the belly. Then hands to heart center, taking a twist over to the right. So hooking the left elbow over the right knee, open your arms, 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Look up to your top hand. Inhale, center. Exhale, over to the other side. Open your arms, 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Look up to your top hand. Squeeze and lift into the belly. Inhale, center. Plant the hands down. Drop onto the knees. Roll back onto your backs. You'll take some yogic bicycles for a minute. Hands either side of the temples or behind the head, but don't really pull too hard onto the head. You're going to extend one leg, bring the other one in. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. And breathe. Cycle the legs. Keep the legs nice and low. Shoulders stay lifted. Use the breath, synchronize the breath with the legs. Really twisting the elbow to the opposite outer knee. Let's take 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug the knees in. Take the arms wide, palms facing up. And I'd like you to drop your knees to the right. Take a big breath in, so keeping the legs in a 90-degree angle shape. You're going to exhale the legs to center. Inhale to drop to left. Exhale, center. Inhale, drop. Exhale, center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Use the core muscles. Inhale. Exhale. Now you can extend the legs. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more each side. Big breath in. Exhale, center. Inhale to the left. Exhale, center. Well done. Hug the knees in. Knees to nose. Little tight ball with the body. Little rock and roll. Coming up. Now, we're going to go for a little side crow. Something we've not practiced before, but something that is really worth having a go. This is something I've not practiced for a long time either, so we're in this journey together. So feet together. Going to turn yourself to face towards the right. So planting the hands, shoulder distance apart. We're going to crouch down so you're on your haunches. So it's like you're in a yogi squat with the legs together. So what we need to do is bring the elbows to form a support for the side of the body. So we're going to use the elbows here and here into the outer thigh and into the hip to support our crow. So we're not going to go up too far. Just want you to have a little feel how it works today. So bringing the legs together, keep the legs tight. So we've worked into our core, so our core is switched on. So hands close together, about shoulder distance apart, and bringing that elbow into the side hip and into the thigh. Look to the side, onto the floor, and just bring your weight slightly off, just lifting the feet off just for a second. And try again. So work with squeezing the shoulders, squeezing the elbows towards each other, but they're into the side of the thigh and the hip. and lift and lower. So that's what we're going to do today. A little side crow. Over to the other side, feet together, twisting round to the left. Plant the hands down. They're about shoulder distance apart. Knees together. Squeeze the legs together. Bringing that elbow into the side thigh and into the side hip. Look to the floor, a little bit ahead. Squeeze the shoulders, squeeze into the hips. Lift the feet off and then lower down. We're going to go one more time. So really squeeze everything in, belly, whatever you've got. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And lift. Okay, just for one breath. Come into child's pose. Well done, everybody. So child's pose. Just for a few breaths. Big breath in. Coming onto your bottoms. Bringing the left foot in. Right leg across. Taking that lovely twist to the right. So hooking the left arm around the left arm around the right knee. Or you can take, if you can twist a little bit more, you can bring that left arm on the outside of the right leg. Wrapping the right arm round towards the left hip. You're looking over your right shoulder. So growing the spine nice and tall. Inhale to center. Just twisting everything out. Then bringing the right foot in, left leg across. So you can hug the knee in, the left knee in with the right arm, or take the right arm across towards the outside of that left arm, left leg. And then bringing the left hand round behind the back towards the right hip or thigh. So spinning the chest to the left, looking over your left shoulder, far left with your drishti. Grow that spine tall. Imagine somebody's pulling you from the crown of the head upwards towards the sky. Really squeeze into the belly. Really squeeze it in. Twist a little bit more. And release forwards. Come onto your bellies. Checking I'm not laying on my microphone. So onto your tummies. Going to take a little locust. So palms facing up alongside the legs. Bring the legs close together. Look down. So you don't lift the head, lift the gaze. So the gaze is down towards the mat. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Lift and squeeze the shoulder blades together and the legs lift with it. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift and hold. Look down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release down. Grabbing hold of the ankles. So holding the ankles rather than the tops of the feet. So taking hold of those. Squeeze the legs towards each other. Flex the feet. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Coming into bow. Take a nice big breath in. Exhale, start to lift the legs up, pushing the feet into the hands, lifting the chest, lifting the gaze. 5, 4, a little higher, 3, 2, 1, well done. Drop the hands to the floor, release the feet, come into a child's pose. Right, onto our backs we go. Rolling over it onto your back. Taking hold of the outer feet, coming to happy baby. So pulling the knees down towards the armpits. If you want, you can rock from side to side. Then hug the knees in. A little rock and roll. All the way up into Dandasana. Extend the legs. Hands either side of the hips. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Draw the chin towards the chest. Lengthen the spine. Nice straight back against a wall, imaginary wall behind you. Squeeze into the thighs, flex the feet towards you. Chest nice and open. Draw that belly in, so navel to spine. Lifting the pelvic floor. Big breath in, reach up. Take that strap if you need to around the feet or the block for beyond the feet. Lift and lengthen, grow the spine long. Exhale, hinging from the hip creases. So the belly lands on the thighs first, then the chest, and then the head. Two more breaths. In and out. Then coming up. Placing the legs one on top of the other. Stacking the knees. Gomukhasana legs. So I've got my left leg underneath, my right leg on top. Reaching my right arm to the sky. Placing that to reach between the shoulder blades and then reaching the left hand up. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold over the legs. Big breath in. Let's switch sides. So taking the left leg on top, right leg underneath. Reaching up with the left arm. Placing that down between the shoulder blades as you reach up for it. Reach for the right hand. Now, if you can't reach the arms, the hands together, take your strap. And then big breath in. Folding over the legs. Nice, steady, even breaths. Big breath in, we're coming up. Taking the feet together, Baddha Konasana. So sitting nice and tall, then tilting forwards. Tilting the torso over the feet. Keeping the spine nice and long. So pushing the knees down towards the floor. Now if you need to, then you can always place some blocks underneath the knees and press into the blocks. Another option is if this posture for you, you're finding it really tricky, then maybe try sitting on a block or a cushion. Sometimes just bringing the hips up allows us just to access this a little bit more. For me, this feels really good. So just spending another 2 breaths here. Then slowly release, bring the knees together. Rolling down back onto your backs. Coming into Halasana Plow. So we're now just taking our little finishing sequence. So bringing the legs overhead. Place the hands into the floor, palms facing down. Use the core strength to lift the hips up, to take the legs behind. Toes maybe touching down to the ground. Squeeze the thighs towards each other and lift the thighs up. Do not move your head from side to side. Push into the earth with the backs of the arms and with the palms of the hands. Squeeze and lift into the belly. Lift into your pelvic floor. From here, we're going to form our tripod support for the lower back to come into a shoulder stand. So taking the hands, fingertips pointing upwards into the lower back, and then bringing the legs up one at a time, or taking the legs up together. So your chin is pushing into your chest. This is like a Jalandhara Bandha. Squeeze and lift into the pelvic floor, navel to spine. Do not move the head from side to side. Maybe close the eyes here, keeping the focus inwards. And then very, very slowly bringing the knees onto the forehead. Release the hands from the lower back. Extend the arms along on the floor, palms facing down. Lengthen the legs, you're back into plow. And then lowering the spine down, vertebra by vertebra, back onto the floor, coming straight into your fish pose. So bringing the hands together, squeeze the thighs towards each other, lower the legs down with control. And when they come down to touch, tuck those elbows closer together, squeeze the shoulder blades together, chest opens, looking back, dropping the crown of the head to the floor. Staying here for 5 breaths, or taking the option of having the prayer hands together, pointing to the sky and lifting the legs. 5 breaths. Slowly, slowly lowering the legs back down if you had them lifted. Push into the elbows to slowly lift the head, so look to the feet. Lower the shoulders, take the arms wide. Bring those shins parallel to the earth, so the legs are 90 degrees. Knees to the left, look to the right. Big breath into center. Exhale, drop the knees to the right, look to the left. Keep the shoulders planted, keep the legs stacked one on top of the other. Big breath into center. And then choosing your position for a little Shavasana. So perhaps bringing the legs so that they're bent with the knees touching, so the feet are hip distance apart, be allowing the legs to support each other. Maybe taking your hand to your belly, your right hand to your belly and your left hand to your heart center. Option, taking Supine Baddha Konasana. Maybe bringing the soles of the feet back together because you feel you want to just work into the opening into the hips. But either way, rolling the head from side to side, gently left and right, keeping the eyes closed, and then coming to center. And just observe, without judgment, without any criticism. Observe how you feel. So just seeing what comes up. If you need to let that emotion go, gently let it go. Any stiffness or tightness, actively, consciously sending the breath there to soften and dissolve away that tension. And now letting the breath come and go without forcing. Just notice the breath flow in and flow out. And letting go of any creases in the face, so uncrease the brow, so open the brow. Soften all the muscles in the face. Feeling the face widen and soften. Unclench the jaw. And feel the volume of the tongue. Breast heavy in the roof of the mouth. Allow the eyes to rest heavy in their sockets. And then softening the neck, the shoulders, the backs of the arms, the hands, the forearms, the chest, the upper back, the belly, the lower back. Relaxing the muscles in the hips and buttocks, the thighs, hamstrings, calves, the ankles, the feet. Letting everything relax, be soft, and just feel heavy. Feeling yourself dissolve into your mat, feeling supported. Just spending another couple of moments here, just quietly, nothing to do, just be here, be now, be present. Slowly reaching your arms overhead, reaching your legs long, give yourselves a lovely stretch. Reach the arms left side, right side, really stretch those fingertips and toes away. And then bringing the knees into the chest, give yourselves a great big hug in, lots of self-love and gratitude. Then rolling over onto your right side, just briefly into a little ball. And then coming up to seated, nice and slowly in your own time. Keeping the gaze low, the eyes closed. Just resetting that spine, nice and long and tall. Crown of the head centered over the pelvis. Bringing your hands to your heart center. Giving thanks to yourself. Being kind to yourself and giving yourself lots of loving kindness. Lowering your head down towards your heart center, towards your fingertips. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for being here with me in this moment, sharing your practice this day, Wednesday, the 6th of May. Have a wonderful day. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for staying with me, for your practice, despite the unusual start. So well done, everybody. Well done for being brave with your arm balances. Something we're going to work on. We'll do it again next week. But tomorrow we have kind of a body conditioning class. So I'll do some body conditioning. I'll post what you need to bring on our WhatsApp group. So see you there. Have a lovely day. See ya. Bye.